my game-changing moment came in 1999, and I was living in Boston and actually had a pretty good career going there, playing locally, doing a lot of session work. But I had finally made a decision I wanted to go to the next level. So I, talked to my first wife then and said, okay, we gotta move to LA. So in the spring of 2000, I packed up, came out to LA, and gave myself about, 3 years to land a gig. I thought that'd be enough time, enough realistic time to land a really good, notable gig. So I hit the ground running in 2000, met a lot of people, started to get a lot of local gigs, some touring stuff, but very light. And then I met my then friend, later or now my wife, Noriko. That was in winter of 2001, just about 1 year later. And I did not know, but Noriko was with Pink, playing keyboards with Pink at the time. And Pink's musical director at that time hooked us up together. And we started doing a bunch of gigs, and Noriko loved my playing so much that she recommended me to another friend, Daryl Crooks. And he started hooking me up on all this stuff. And then finally, Noriko was musical director for Ollie Woodson of the Temptations. And this is the game-changing gig. She turned to me one day and she says, I should introduce you to Melvin Davis. And I'm like, Melvin Davis, Lee Ritenour, Melvin Davis, Chaka Khan, Melvin Davis. You know him? Yeah, of course I know him. So she got this gig with Ollie Woodson of the Temptations. She put the band together, and she purposely put me and Melvin in that band so that Melvin could hear me play. And it was a beautiful day. We did the gig, but the wind was blowing and we were reading our butts off and charts are blowing all over the place, and we're just like buried into the to the music, just trying to make sure the show went smooth. But at the end of the day, we knew we had a connection and it felt great. But he turned to Noriko and he says, hey, that Chaka gig that I was talking to you about is gonna work. Are you available? And she was off doing Chaka Khan. So a month later, I go and hang out with him at a rehearsal, just her and Melvin doing a sectional over some parts and sounds. And he turns to me and he says, hey, our drummer is leaving the gig. Are you interested? And of course, yeah, man, I'm interested. We're talking, just over a year later from me moving to LA. So I think nothing of it. Melvin asked me to play on his album. And this all happens within about a month's time. And next thing I know, I get an email from Chaka's management with flight itinerary, tour schedule. And I went, this can't be real. And the next thing I know, I'm on the Chaka Khan gig. And I did Chaka for a year. And at the end of that year, before I moved on to Lee Ritenour, thanks to Melvin, I was subbing for J.R. Robinson in the Rufus and Chaka gig. And my career just went from there to now, I'm with the Jacksons. But it was that game-changing moment. My wife, Noriko, and Melvin Davis. That was it.